All right, folks, let's take a few minutes and talk about the main event that we just saw, the Korean Zombie versus Dan Ige. By the way, isn't it amazing that very few people actually call this dude by his name, Chan Sung Jung? Everybody just calls him the Korean Zombie, including myself. But today he fought Dan Ige, and just the first thing that I noticed in the fight is, I mean, someone is lying or someone just does not really know how to measure correctly, because these two guys were listed at 5'7". Now I know that the Korean Zombie is 5'7". I know I have a reference. I mean, we have a reference. We've seen him in there with another person that has been confirmed to be 5'7", which is Jose Aldo, and he is 5'7". But in there against Dan Ige, the Korean Zombie definitely looked taller, not just bigger. He clearly looked taller. So either the Korean Zombie is not actually 5'7", perhaps he's a little bit taller than that, or Dan Ige himself is not 5'7". But I digress. Once the fight started out, I feel like if anyone that was paying attention would essentially notice what the commentary team was calling out throughout the whole entire fight, right? The Korean Zombie has a very counter-heavy style, and it wasn't always like this. I mean, he has always been a very good counterpuncher, but for a very long time, he was very cool with brawling, which of course is why he has that name, the Korean Zombie. You know, he doesn't mind taking a punch to give a punch. He's perfectly okay with that. But lately, he's been trying to keep things a little bit more technical, and as this fight started out, clearly he was looking for clean counters, looking to slip counter, pull counter, duck counter. His right hand was very, very clean. He had a very good jab, dropping that lead hand, of course, to invite the opponent to try to throw at him, which in turn allows him to slip and counter. And he was doing that very well. Meanwhile, Dan Ige, of course, was trying to use a flurry of punches. He was trying to use volume to get on the inside because, again, he had a shorter reach. He wasn't really able to reach the Korean Zombie, and when you're not able to reach your opponent, it's generally better to lead with combinations, because if you miss with the first one, you could probably hit them with the second, third, fourth strike. So he was trying to do that. But as the commentary team, which, by the way, really, I like when these two guys are in there, Dominic Cruz and Michael Bisping, even though sometimes they just bicker back and forth, but overall, they do a very good job. And they were pointing out how, especially Cruz, he was pointing out how Dan Ige was not really feinting a lot, if at all. And that allowed the Korean Zombie to really get a beat on him. You know what I mean? Because when you're not fading your shots, then your opponent knows that every single time your body twitches, it's the real strike. You're not lying to them. They know that you're telling the truth every single time you're about to move. Every little twitch, they know, oh, he's about to tell me the truth. He's not going to lie to me. I can believe him 100%. And if I can believe him, then I can react accordingly every single time. And when you're a man like the Korean Zombie, who's also powerful, when your opponent is not lying to you, when they're not faking and faking you out, you can sit down on your shots and comfortably deliver power every single time. Meanwhile, if you're using your feints, a lot of times your opponent is not really going to know when to use his power, as the commentary team pointed out accurately, because they're not going to want to waste their stamina. Like if you feint and they try to counter heavy and whiff because you lied to them, then they're going to second guess every single counter they go for. It's going to make them use power even less. They're going to want to just keep things very conservative as opposed to being super liberal with their shots. So Dan Ige really was not doing that too much. Every single time he throws, it was real. And because of that, the Korean Zombie was able to just consistently edge him out and striking round after round after round. And Ige's corner was always, trying to tell him, hey man, like, you gotta try not to be so, don't throw everything into your shots. Try to keep things a little bit cleaner. Don't be so aggressive. Just focus on landing clean, and you land enough, you're going to get him out of there. And he was trying to do that. He really was. But of course, as the fight progressed, and the wrestling and the grappling got involved, it was pretty clear that the Korean Zombie was the better grappler in there, even though Dan Ige is a jiu-jitsu black belt. Chan Sung Jung was able to get him down and take his back, hold his back for quite a long time with the body triangle. Of course, he wasn't able to lock in a choke, but he was able to get to that position over and over and over again. And of course, when you have someone as talented as the Korean Zombie on your back, even when you are a talented grappler yourself, it's very possible that you're going to be on your back for the whole entire round. And that is exactly what we saw, I believe, in round number 3. Starting off round number 4, Dan Ige's corner was trying to tell him, you know, look, it's very clear right now that he's the better grappler. If he gets you to the ground, he's going to be able to hold you there. So we want to see anti-wrestling strikes. Anti-wrestling strikes. So like uppercuts, we want strikes to the chest. And we want you to try to be aggressive and try to get him out of there, which he tried to do. He most definitely tried it around number 4, but you know he found some success. But of course, the Korean Zombie was able to weather the storm, get him back down again. And I believe in round number 5, the Korean Zombie was hurt, and Dan Ige did the one thing that some fighters do sometimes when they rock an opponent. They shoot a takedown, ill-advised, gets his back taken again. And the fight essentially ends with the Korean Zombie out-grappling him, and winning the fight by unanimous decision. Not too much of a surprise, to be honest with you guys. My initial prediction was that I did think that Dan Ige was going to be able to get it done. That's what I thought, but I was rooting heavily for the Korean Zombie, so it was very good to see him come out on top. None of them was too badly hurt in the fight. It was fairly competitive, and overall, man, it was a really, really good fight. And not just a good fight, it was a really good card, very underrated card, fell under the radar a little bit, but every single fight for the most part was very good. I believe we had like 4 decisions, and every other fight was a finish, either a submission or a KO or a TKO. So overall, really, really solid card. And let me know in the comment section what you guys thought about that. And let me know what you guys think is going to be next for the Korean Zombie. Thank you so much for watching this little recap and thought vomit. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like. And I'll definitely see you guys later with a brand new one. As always, stay safe. Peace out.